I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. When the morning comes and we see what we've become.
I remember very vividly being a high school student. I remember school being really important, and I want to say it was important to my parents, but I think it became even more important to me. And I wasn't an athlete, and I didn't participate in choir. I did a lot of outside service, but school was kind of my thing. So I felt like I needed to be good at school, and then if I was good at school, that was my identity. That's kind of what I took on. And that, I think that really came to a head when I was a senior in high school. I took a really tough course load. All of a sudden I had no idea what I was supposed to do, and I couldn't figure my way out of it. And instead of kind of taking a step back, gaining some perspective, I panicked. I questioned myself. I felt like I wasn't smart anymore, and it kind of just started this slew of negative talk, like, you're not good, you're dumb, you're not capable, you can't do this, you should just give up. And that became kind of like a negative self-talk that stayed with me for the first part of even starting college, because I felt like that started to define me instead of being good at school. Yeah, I think being that negative, it just made me kind of a downer. Like, I think it wasn't fun to be around me. I think I was really hard on myself. I think because I was so hard on myself, I isolated myself, and it changed a lot of my ability to be social and have fun. And I think it limited my ability to experience things because I wasn't able to take in things that were good. It was only that negative, like, you're not good at school, you can't do this. And in actuality, things were fine, and there was a lot more to me, and a lot I was involved in that had nothing to do with that. But I limited myself to that. I was a junior in college. There was just like a breakthrough moment where I realized that I was a lot more than just school, that I had things I cared about, that I had all of these other relationships, and that breakthrough completely changed how I felt about when I did well or when I didn't do well. But I went and studied abroad as a junior in college, and I lived in Senegal, West Africa for a semester. And it was much more about the cultural experience. I was involved in a sustainable development project. I tutored kids at a high school there in English. So I did things like that instead, and so it felt a lot less academic, and all of a sudden that pressure being alleviated helped me to identify some things about myself and things that I cared about, and gave me the freedom to not worry about the end result, the whatever percentage or whatever this exam was going to be. And not to dismiss those things as invalid, just not your entire self. I don't know, in the last couple of years, especially as a teacher, when you start to encounter students who you see struggle, or maybe struggle for the first time, or struggle with a concept, and then you watch them beat themselves up, demand from themselves, I can just really resonate with that internal negativity. And as I have gotten older, I think what I have realized is how important it is to, instead of minimizing myself to, I need to get an A, I need to be a 92, I am not only those things. I could take in a grade, but it didn't have to define me. And I think that's important to recognize. We aren't just letters and numbers. There's so much more to us than that. And it's something I try to share with my students every day, because I don't want them to ever minimize themselves to a piece of paper. There's so much that goes into making you who you are. And knowing that and living in that freedom is amazing.
Every argument, every word we can't take back, 'cause with all that has happened, I think that we both know the way that